All right, so I was gonna make a Facebook post, but I just decided to make a video. I don't intend for this video to be very long. The title of the video is accountability. That's it, just accountability. And yeah, I'm talking about Donald Trump. I'm talking about our current president, and I'm going to speak on the video that was shared on his account via the White House. I believe it was Thursday. It was shared, and the video. At the end of the video, it depicted Barack Obama, former president, and his wife. It depicted them as monkeys. It was an obvious AI. Obviously, it was an AI generated video. It was very offensive. It was very racist, obviously. And I'm just going to talk about it. I'm going to try my best not to swear. Not going to make any promises, but I'm going to try. I usually try to avoid politics. I try to avoid talking about it. I try to avoid reading it. I have unfollowed and unfriended many people on Facebook, not because they support Trump necessarily. I've unfriended people who don't support Trump, but are vocal about it to the point of exhaustion, to where you're tired of seeing it. Me personally, I'm just tired of seeing it. But this video was up for 12 hours. Okay, so it was unavoidable. If you're on social media, you definitely saw it. It was taken down because Senator, and I did make some notes here. I only made notes because I just didn't want to sit here and ramble on forever. So I made some bullet points and I made some notes of things that I wanted to discuss, so that way I could stay on track. Tim Scott, a senator of South Carolina, um, called out Trump publicly and asked him to remove the post, and that was when it was removed. So the video in question, which has been deleted, so I can't find it, but I did watch. Basically, the majority of the video was propaganda about the 2020 election being rigged. And then at the end, it showed, as I described earlier, Barack Obama, and Michelle, his wife, Obama, depicted as monkeys. Um, Again, obviously, this is just deplorable, racist, and just something that just should not be put out by the White House. So, that in itself is bad enough, right? But then this is what really pisses me off, and that's one cuss word. Said I wasn't gonna swear, but this is what really gets to me. Even more than the video itself. This is what really irritates me, is Trump's response to it. So I am gonna play it. Here, I have my computer, and I'm just gonna play it. And this is his response.
And they're calling on you to apologize for that. Is that something you're going to do?
No, I didn't make a mistake. And if you look at where it came from, I guess it was a takeoff on The Lion King. And certainly it was a very strong post in terms of voter fraud. Nobody knew that that was in the end. If they would have looked, they would have seen it. And probably they would have had the sense to take it down.
Alex.
So you heard it. As a president of the United States, you're held to a higher standard. So the first thing he said was, "I didn't make a mistake," and basically he passed the buck on whoever is on his team, or you know, whatever the hell. Like, here's the thing. It was only a couple seconds. I get that, but everything that comes out of the White House, you should watch to make sure it's even appropriate to go out. And that happened under Trump's watch. So this is his fault. So the one thing is, take accountability for it. At the very least, he could have apologized. I mean, it wouldn't have pissed me off any less. But at least he would have apologized. Whether he meant it or not, at least say it. Hey, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have put that out. But it wasn't until the senator called him out about it. It wasn't until then that the post was then removed. And it wasn't until the White House got all that backlash that it was then removed. And then there's your opportunity to at least apologize for the incident. And then you don't. You just passed the buck. And I'm just like, all right. And the crazy thing is, there are people, like I know for a fact, there are people that are going to defend this. There are people that, and for that, that's your prerogative. I don't think it matters, honestly, Democrat, Republican, what side of the fence you sit on. Wrong is wrong. And at the risk of just rambling, I'm just going to cut this short and basically say that this is who we have in office right now. And I think the best thing that we can do is pray. I am more numb to Trump's antics than I am upset. And that in itself is a problem. The fact that this is something that is normal, and it shouldn't be. It needs to be called out.